Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So I want to start this off with King Solomon's tweet here at XRP_owl on Twitter. Breaking. Okay, this with regards to Ria Money Transfer. So Ria Money Transfer, RippleNet announces partnership with BPost Group to offer Ria's money transfer services through BPost's network of more than 600 post offices. And so guys, this is where you're going to start seeing the web continue to expand. So if you guys don't know this already, Ria partnered with Ripple. This was back from May of 2019. Ripple partners with Ria Money Transfer to power instant global payments. And so Ria is another money transfer service similar to Western Union and MoneyGram. And now they are partnering with BPost. So Ria Money Transfer, a subsidiary of Euronet Worldwide Inc. and leading company in cross-border money transfers, announced today an agreement with BPost Group, a leading postal and international e-commerce logistics provider in Belgium, to offer its money transfer services through BPost's network of more than 600 post offices. So BPost is always striving to offer its customers a world-class service, and teaming up with Ria Money Transfer, a global remittance leader known for its efficiency and competitive prices worldwide, represents an opportunity to offer a streamlined, secure, and transparent remittance services to customers nationwide, says Jan Smets, Director of Retail and Customer Care for BPost. So international money transfers are an essential source of income for millions of people around the globe. Therefore, the UN established that an average cost of remittance services globally should be lowered by 3% by 2030. And Ria Money Transfer is leading the industry's efforts towards reaching that global average cost and keeping it below that mark. Well, Ria's one player in the game, and of course we know MoneyGram partnered with Ripple as well, doing the same thing. And so guys, it has been established by the UN that they want to lower the cost for sending remittances across the globe, and they want it lowered by 3% by 2030. Clearly, Ripple will be quintessential in making that happen. So Jose Cabral, the managing director at Ria Europe, says, "We are thrilled to partner with BPost, a leading postal operator and a socially responsible business player. Through our shared values and transparency and sustainability, we will bring better access to cost-effective and secure money transfers to customers across Belgium." Really, really great information here. And so you guys see this domino effect occurring, right? We know Ria Money Transfer last year partnered with Ripple. MoneyGram has done it as well, and now they're starting to implement these changes. Okay, the UN has already said 3% decrease by 2030, which I think sounds a little conservative, don't you? I think we can do better than that. I think that eventually it'll be like what Brad Garlinghouse said about texts. Back in the day before smartphones, when you had to text using the keypad and you had to press the number 1 3 times to get the letter C, for example, that was a time when text services, text messages to send a text to and from cost like 25 cents per text. And this was expensive because the network, it just wasn't, people weren't paying for services like that at that time. People didn't have smartphones. It wasn't commonplace. But as the technology grew and more people started using text, the prices became lower and lower and lower until one day, I mean, most of our services for texting somebody is essentially free. I mean, there's a cost associated with it, but it's usually buried within your plan and you're not charged for it. The optics at least show that you're not charged for it. They say it's a free service. And guys, I think this will eventually happen at some point with cross-border payments. I think, again, 3%, very conservative goal. I think some of these companies will strive for more, considering their margins, considering how much they can save using Ripple technology. I also saw this on Twitter from Matthew Liny. So Qatar Commercial Bank participated in trade finance trial on the Marco Polo platform, the biggest trial to date. Okay, so you guys know Marco Polo, part of the R3 Corda network. Commercial Bank participated in the first blockchain open account trade finance trial on the Marco Polo platform, the biggest trial to date on R3's Corda network. The Commercial Bank statement said, "Open account trade is the propeller of the economy today with increasing confidence between parties. Bank finance to open account trade involves cumbersome verification and validation of documents such as invoices, shipping documents, insurance, etc. Solutions like Marco Polo bring in the advantages of state-of-the-art technology and platform to facilitate trade finance in a reliable and fast environment, fulfilling all in one place." So I'm just going to skip down here and read this part here. Marco Polo enables end-to-end real-time seamless connectivity between trade participants, and I think that they are using XRP to settle. I mean, it doesn't say that here, but guys, we know all this. We know why Marco Polo will be seamless end-to-end and in real time. We know that cryptocurrency and blockchain technology can result in making this happen, and we know they're partnered with Ripple. Okay, we know that the R3 Corda network can settle in XRP. So more great news coming out of Qatar in the Middle East. Thanks so much, Matthew Liny, for posting that. And guys, I also saw this from Digital Asset Esquire. or ESQ, I'm assuming it's Esquire, at Digital Asset ESQ. And he brings this screenshot up of David Schwartz explaining to somebody on Quora why Ripple dumps XRP into the ecosystem. So here's David Schwartz saying that the sales of XRP is about getting XRP into circulation, if you guys haven't figured it out by now. Clearly it's nice for Ripple to make money, but they are trying to get XRP into the ecosystem without giving it away for free, as people were taking advantage of this. So I'm just going to read you this response from David Schwartz on January 9th. So some smart aleck decided to ask a question on Quora. If XRP is such a wonderful cryptocurrency, why do the founders keep dumping their supply in exchange for fiat every month? And David Schwartz finally had to respond to this nonsense. He said, because the XRP ledger doesn't use any form of competitive process to advance the ledger, it can't distribute XRP by itself. When the XRP ledger was first created, all 100 billion XRP that will ever exist were in place in a wallet in the Genesis ledger. This wallet had no security, and the founders were able to take funds out of it and put those funds in their own wallets. The original strategy was to simply give XRP away to anyone who wanted to work with the ledger. And so you guys have to remember this. This was back in the beginning when they wanted to incentivize company to work with the ledger, to use XRP. They were giving it away at that time, and that's when it didn't have a value. He goes on to say this worked well for a while, but as soon as XRP had a market price and could easily be sold, this just stopped working. People participated in giveaways just to sell the XRP on the market. In every case, people recruited en masse to spam the giveaway, and all the funds wound up in a single wallet, often just to be sold on the open market immediately anyway. It quickly became impossible to make the giveaways work. So scammers even existed at that time, guys. Basically spamming the giveaways, right? Getting all the XRP and then just selling it on the open market. And so this is why Ripple had to stop doing that. For some time, the best way to get more XRP into circulation was to sell it to the market. Giving it to people at less than cost just resulted in the recipients selling it to the market to make a profit. You wouldn't want a small number of people to hold or control a large fraction of the XRP supply forever, but selling large amounts of XRP into the market in a small amount of time results in a decreasing price that makes XRP expensive for people to hold and thus not very useful for payments. He goes on to say we've been pretty open about the strategies we've tried and why we've tried them. We've focused a lot lately on building things to make our platforms easier to build on. See here for more, and then he links to the Spring Initiative, the open platform for money. A link to Spring down there, so I think this spells it out quite clearly for any XRP detractors who are still questioning why Ripple does this. Again, guys, it's about advancement. It's about getting people to work with XRP. And guys, do you remember Brad Garlinghouse? When asked in that interview, I don't remember what interview it is, but this has stuck with me. When he was asked if they give XRP away, it was the Anthony Pompliano thing, I think. When they give XRP away to customers, do they give it to them at a discount? And Brad Garlinghouse said, well, yeah, but not that much of a discount because we still consider it currency. We still consider that it has an intrinsic value. So we're not going to give it to them at much of a discount, maybe 5% or so. So 5% or so, okay, just to incentivize them. And by the way, I'm sure that comes with a lot of strings attached too, that they can't dump it onto the market for X amount of time, so on and so forth. 5%, Brad Garlinghouse has said because he feels XRP has value, he considers it a currency, and essentially they just want to incentivize. So this is all part of the plan. This is all part of making the XRP ecosystem useful for participants so that they can ultimately use that cryptocurrency to transact. The more use we see for XRP, the more demand it will create, and thus the price will organically rise. This is how it will work, folks. So guys, I will link the Quora article here as well if you guys want to read that. And just in case you guys still have your doubts, will XRP really hold value in the future? Here's a blog post back from May of 2019, and it's from the Liquid blog. They're a cryptocurrency blog. I did a little bit of research on these guys. They seem pretty straightforward, seem very unbiased, so I think it was good and fairly accurate to suggest that this next blog post holds some weight, and what they do is they give their opinion on what gives cryptocurrencies value. So I just wanted to state that because this is not a Bitcoin-centric blog. This is not an XRP-centric website either. This is just an overall cryptocurrency investing blog. Up here they've got, blockchain trading if you're a beginner, pro guides, so on and so forth. But they don't even mention XRP here. But guys, let me just read you some of these. So this is what they think will give any particular cryptocurrency value down the road. Utility. A token has utility if you can use it for something. For example, Our cash token provides benefits for our users on Liquid. Utility helps to add value. If users gain a benefit from using a token, it increases the demand for the token. If the token has utility, people will want to buy it and make use of the utility. Does XRP have utility? Check that box. Second, use case. The value of a cryptocurrency comes in part from its perceived use case. Ask yourself, does this token have a real-world use case? Is it useful? Does this use case make sense? If it does, it is normally more desirable than a token that does not. Does XRP have a use case? Absolutely. Check that box. Partnerships. Not going to read this whole thing, but essentially they go into partnerships. They say that some coins lie about their partnerships, and some partnerships are worth more than other partnerships. Let's think about Ripple and their partnerships. Can we just say, let's check that box? Incentives. Incentives are similar to utility. These are things that give people a reason to hold a coin. Some coins have master nodes where if you hold above a certain threshold and run a node, you will receive rewards. Other coins generate a second token, so they give an example of that. Does XRP have incentives? This kind of goes along with partnerships as well. The incentive to hold XRP is to know how many companies will be using XRP down the road. I think it checks that box too. Guys, liquidity. If a token has a high trading volume and tight spread, this makes it easier to buy and sell at a fair price. If a token is easier to buy, more people can buy it at any given time. This can be a factor in how accessible a token is. Does XRP have liquidity? Tick that box as well. Market cap and supply. I think we can safely say that XRP, since it's third in market capitalization right now, we've even seen it surpass Ethereum on some occasions, does have a healthy market cap. I think we can check that box. And some even say that the market cap of XRP will surpass Bitcoin one day. I could definitely see that happen. We just have to wait for that utility to kick in. Let's keep going though here, guys. Team, who is behind the project? It's all well and good for a project to have big aspirations, but are there credible people in place to get the job done? Well, I think it's safe to say Ripple's got the most credible team in cryptocurrency. So with regards to team, can we just check that box? Target market. Every crypto project has a target market, some larger than others. If a project has a solid use case but is extremely niche, obscure, or unappealing, it may struggle to gain traction with investors. I think the target market for Ripple is so broad and so wide that everybody in the world will eventually use XRP at some point in their lives. If they have ever sent money, if you have ever sent money to anybody, you will use XRP one day. Check that box, guys. So in summary, there are just some factors to consider when thinking about what makes cryptocurrencies valuable. This post is of course not financial advice, but it should give you some points to think about. Always do your due diligence before investing in any coin. And guys, I'll say the same thing. This isn't financial advice. Please do your own research, but think about it. Think about it logically. Will XRP hold value down the road? Well, there are more signs pointing to the positive rather than the negative, but guys, that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.